Hello, Leo. Let's get into your weekly reading. This is for August 9th through the 15th. The second week of August. Let's jump right in, see what's going on with you guys. I'm going to lay all of your cards out first, and then we'll go over it and clarify and get to the bottom of whatever needs investigated. Your messages for Leo, please. I just saw what was on the bottom of the deck, and I feel like I need to shuffle. Okay, Leo. For your situation this week, you have the Eight of Cups, the recent past, the world. The current energies is the Queen of Swords. In the immediate future, you have the Hanged Man. The outside influence or the energy surrounding you, the people or person in your field, you have the Two of Pentacles. What you don't see coming from the bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands, and your advice is the Magician. So, Leo, here, your situation, your challenge, what's going on with you this week. You have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is walking away from something that no longer serves you because you know that there's something better for you somewhere else. The Eight of Cups can talk about it's detaching, it's withdrawing, it's being burned out. And here's the thing, it's not leaving something behind that sucks. It's leaving something behind that you once loved. You have the Eight Cups that are upright. As far as in the recent past, you have the World. That's something coming to an end. That's closing out a cycle so you can start a new one. The World card really talks about starting over, and it's a better start usually. In the immediate, you have the Queen of Swords. This is cutting through some nonsense, some BS. This is getting straight to the point. This is saying what needs to be said or hearing what needs to be said in some way. Usually talks about communication, but we'll see. We're going to clarify everything. In the immediate future, you have the Hangman. The Hangman is kind of feeling stuck. And it's not feeling stuck because you can't figure things out. It's because you're trying to figure things out. It's an intentional pause to get a different perspective on things. It's almost like you come to a dead end and you turn around and the bridge is closed. So you can't go back the way you came, but you can't go that way because, you're at the dead end. So you have to kind of use what you have to figure out your next path. As far as the outside influence, you have the Two of Pentacles. This is juggling. This is feeling like you're spinning a lot of plates. This is feeling like you have a lot going on, and you're kind of like just trying to keep things going. It could also talk about like confusion or things being a little bit complicated. What you don't see coming from the bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands can be a more waiting. So you have the Hangman, which is a little bit of a pause, and then you also have the Three of Wands, which can talk about like waiting for something before you can move forward. And then the advice we'll get to at the end. So let's look at this Eight of Cups for your situation this week. This can talk about letting go also. If there's been something that's been like, painful, you can talk about just like letting it go, moving on. Let's clarify. It's clarified with the Two of Swords, the Lovers, and the Hierophant. This is a committed relationship that you're walking away from, or that somebody's walking away from you. You can reverse the roles if it fits. This isn't something that is coming. This is like something that's happening. So you're aware of it. It's not a premonition. The Two of Swords is this feeling of being in denial a little bit. Like you feel a little bit sideswiped and you don't know what to do or to say. There's like, you feel like you have no good options as far as your recourse here. It could also talk about refusing to make a choice because you don't have any good options. It's like if you live in the United States and it's a two-party system and you look at it and you're like, I don't mean to make light of it, but like, well, both of these suck. So what are my options here? Let's look at the world for in the recent past, what was coming to a close. You have the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Oh man, this is like it it feels like to me, and I don't know, it kind of seems like in the recent past, somebody was keeping their options open. Um, it's like you were in a relationship with someone, and reverse it if it fits. And there was a lot of like excitement about the future, and a lot of you know, talking about like what's coming up for the two of you, planning new seeds. I mean, the Ace of Pentacles is really talking about it's like something's in the early stages, and we're just getting started here. We're building a foundation, and the foundation is the Four of Wands, and it's all here. But then something comes to an end, and the Seven of Cups is keeping your options open. If that's not the case, it could have been that in the recent past, you guys discussed not keeping your options open. You guys discussed it's just the two of us here. Like we're not going to see other people. Let's look at the Queen of Swords for this week. You have the Five of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and Judgment. This week, you're having some sort of like reckoning. You're having a realization of something here that has to do with this relationship, and it's not pleasant. It's like the Five of Swords. You're finding out that somebody was self-interested. You're finding out that somebody was only looking out for themselves and not really considering you in this relationship. And kind of seems like you are exhausted by this. Whatever the Queen of Swords is coming in with to like clear all the BS out of the way, it is exhausting to you. And I think that you do see that somebody was keeping their options open here in the recent past. And it's like you learn something, and then all of a sudden it all starts flooding in. That's what Judgment is. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't see that, or that's what that was. Things start becoming really clear. Let's look at the Hangman for the immediate future. You have the Seven of Swords, the Empress, and the Nine of Swords. This is really stressful. This is really getting to you, and it's like, man, I sense that there's some sort of betrayal here in this situation. I'm getting that there is somebody's trying to get away with something. Someone is feeling, like somebody else is sneaking around. And also somebody's trying to take the easy way out. It's like all that's there, and then still somebody's just like, no, that's not true. And it's really getting in your head. You're like really getting frazzled by this whole situation. And that's why you have the Hangman, because it gets to a point where you're like, no, I'm not going to let this affect me like this. I have to withdraw myself. I'm going to withdraw my energy. I'm just going to observe. I'm going to figure out my next move, and I'm not going to let somebody like this take me down, is what I'm getting. There seems to be a little bit of anger here. I'm going to look at the Two of Pentacles for this person in your energy. They have the Tower, the Three of Swords, and the Two of Cups. I mean, this is just like a horrific breakup. I'm so sorry, Leo. Something happened quickly. You didn't see it coming. They didn't see it coming. Whoever this is, this was like a a Tower moment. Really, just something changed really suddenly. You felt like the rug was pulled out from underneath you, and it was like the house just burned to the ground. The whole thing just burned to the ground, and it was like You know, you woke up one day and everything was fine, and by the evening it was ash. That's this person in your energy. And there's a lot of pain here for them. They're carrying like a lot of heartbreak and a lot of sorrow and a lot of regret. This could be a third party situation, unfortunately. The Two of Pentacles can talk about juggling, and then you have the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords. That's, you know, it could have been a third party situation. It could have been, you know, something about in the recent past, somebody was keeping their options open here. And it's led to this really painful, unnecessary breakdown. Let's look at the Three of Wands for what you don't see coming. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and Strength. That's Leo. That's you. So, Leo, it looks like you're kind of exploring your options for retaliation, to be perfectly honest with you. It looks like you are looking for a way to retaliate or punish someone somehow. And I hope that's not yourself, and I also hope it's nobody else, because it's unnecessary, but it does seem like what you don't see coming. And if this is not you, this is coming towards you. The Five of Wands is disagreements, it's misunderstandings, it is arguing, and the Five of Pentacles is really being like discarded and left out in the cold, and being unsupported, like being admonished, having tomatoes thrown at you in the street, in the town square. And I say that it's you doing it because it's Leo, it's you, you're here. This is so, Leo, if somebody hurts you, the best revenge is taking yourself out of their life permanently, is walking away and not giving them access to you. Let's look at your advice here, the Magician. This is making something happen. This is taking action. It's clarified with the High Priestess, the Knight of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. You know, you're manifesting something here that's passionate, that is equally reciprocated, that really puts you in this very powerful position. You have the High Priestess and the Magician. These are two people who make shit happen. And they do it in very different ways. One sits back and observes and kind of like doesn't do anything until the moment is right, strikes when the iron's hot. And then the Magician is kind of like very intentionally getting everything in the right place for the right time. So that's your advice. Don't strike out and retaliate. The advice is be strategic. Be very strategic in how you ultimately get what you want from this situation or from any situation in the future. It's not about impulsive power. It's about strategic power and standing in your power. And it is your birthday month, so there, you have a lot of it. So, Leo, this is what I have for you this week. I hope it resonated. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.